Hey, yo, what's Gamer Players? It's your boy, Desmond Sharp, man, here on this Madden NFL 21 franchise mode, and we are here with another 1 o'clock game here in week number 10. We should have ourselves a good one. We have a rematch between the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, if you don't know, their last matchup happened in week 2. So here are the current standings in. Now, with the Buccaneers loss in week 9, they are now in 3rd place in the NFC South with a 6-3 record. With the Falcons also at 6-3, but the Falcons are on their bye week right now. And you can see Carolina's in last, and the Saints, they're the team leading the division right now. So the division is getting pretty intense for the 3 teams that are in front right now: the Saints, the Falcons, and Buccaneers. Now, I'm pretty sure that the Falcons and Buccaneers are going to battle throughout the entire season for 2nd place in the NFC South, and maybe get a spot in the playoffs. Who knows? Who knows what would it come down to? But yeah. So if you don't know their last matchup, yes, they both met in Tampa Bay. This happened in week number 2, where the Buccaneers were able to beat the Panthers 28-20. Both quarterbacks having good games. The running game was okay, and the receiving game, it was pretty intense. It was a lot of people getting involved. But now they meet yet again, this time in Carolina, to see if the Buccaneers can get the season sweep of the Panthers, or can the Panthers get the season series tied at a game apiece. Now, if you have not seen the rest of week 10, make sure to go check it out. And also, make sure to check out the last 9 weeks of football so you guys won't miss that either. Because I know you guys have been enjoying this season and series. I've been enjoying it too, because it has been fun to watch. So with that, let's head up to Bank of America Stadium in Carolina for this rematch between the Tampa Bay Bucks.
But she's saying wife me, I got chance coming in like a pair of Nikes.
Today, from Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll see Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers taking on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel.
Look at those stats in the NFC South.
They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That division is getting pretty interesting for the 3 teams.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Panther Ball Club as they interplay here. Now, they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight.
Alright, so the Panthers, they're going to kick it off to the Buccaneers to start the ball game. And with that, we're underway from Carolina. Bucks and Panthers have their rematch right now. So Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers set to begin their opening drive.
First try on offense for the Bucks and their veteran quarterback, Tom Brady.
He's looking to bounce back after throwing 6 interceptions against New Orleans Saints. He's looking for a bounce back.
Not happy, really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
They're hoping to get rid of that interception ball.
They're going to hand it off to Ronald Jones. And he'll pick up a gain of 3, brings up 2nd and 7. And those are his stats against New Orleans.
Last week, 13 carries, 95 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out.
Brady gets hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
He just ran away.
Man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that
So Matt Gay on for the field goal for the Buccaneers.
Man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there.
And this one is good to put the Buccaneers up 3-0.
And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead.
Panthers nothing.
Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put them in field goal range.
And one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that
And
drive.
McCaffrey, he's not going to return this one, as this one's going to be a touchback.
Drive will start at the 25. Now leading out the pitch. And in charge for 2020, a member of the Saints the last couple of years, it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
So now the Panthers set to take over 1st and 10 with Bridgewater leading the way. He's looking to bounce back because in his last game, threw 3 interceptions and his team lost the game. And that game was against Kansas City. And Okafor, those are his stats against Kansas City.
Last week's contest, 5 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because you know those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him at the end zone in this one.
2nd and 8, and Okafor goes backwards.
Stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in.
Here's Bridgewater, and that's intercepted as he was trying to go to Larry Tucker. And he'll go down inside the 10-yard line. Carlton Davis was the one to pick it off.
Start defensively, your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
And here's Ronald Jones. And they'll bring him down at the 2-yard line. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Knock it on the door. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Brady, and he's going to find Gronkowski. And he just couldn't get there. Tackled at the 1-yard line.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Brady again, and this time he finds Gronkowski for the Buccaneer touchdown.
Tampa Bay. Rob Gronkowski, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Matt Gay on for the extra point.
So here's the extra point. And this one's good to put the Bucs up 10-0.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
And here's Pinion to kick this one off.
Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. That'll be
and McCaffrey, he's not going to return this one. And this one's going to be a touchback.
As he will not attempt to return. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10.
And here's Okafor. And he hasn't been able to get anything that time. He goes down.
He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
At the 25-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Out of the gun,
Bridgewater, and this one's incomplete.
Releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's Bridgewater, and it's incomplete.
Third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their
He was trying to go to Larry Tucker on that play, but instead, the Panthers are going to punt it.
This is taken at the 18.
And he'll go down at the 29-yard line.
And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. They're looking sharp out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10.
So the Bucs take over 1st and 10.
They'll start the
And here's Jones.
by Jones.
And he'll go down at the 32-yard line.
32. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Brady looking to throw, and he's going to find Russell Grant. And he'll go down at the 45-yard line.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
And a Buccaneer 1st down.
And that's going to do it for the first quarter.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
10. Panthers nothing.
Brady now on 1st down.
Brady looking, and he finds Russell Grant downfield. And he'll go down at the 11, just shy of the 10.
A pickup of 44 yards.
But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, you know, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks.
And Ronald Jones.
Make it just a little bit more hesitant.
And they'll bring him down right at the 8-yard line.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd and 7.
And Brady goes down.
He goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Enough to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The sack backs him up 3rd and long. Tough challenge for Brady and the Bucs. Working from the gun, it's Brady.
Brady, and wide open is McCoy. Touchdown Buccaneers.
Touchdown. LaShawn McCoy, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
And the extra point. And this one's good to make it 17-0.
So the drive there took 6 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Bradley Pinion to kick
This
off
game is starting to get out of reach for just a bit.
Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
But the Panthers, they're now down 17 points. Let's see if they can turn things around on this possession.
at their own 25-yard line.
The Carolina offense about ready to go. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
Bridgewater over the middle to Robbie Anderson.
I think you did. But let's face it.
And they'll bring them down 2 yards shy midfield at the 48.
Right from the start, we've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy. When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker.
Bridgewater. And that one's
He
incomplete.
knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
And here's Okafor. And they'll bring him down in the backfield yet again.
They'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Bridgewater downfield. And he finds A.J. Norman. And he'll go down at the 3-yard line. Brings up a 1st and goal.
Nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
Howard Sink was the quarterback in his center on that play. They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
2 minutes remaining.
That brings this one to the 2-minute warning.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here.
They're going to toss it to Okafor, and he hasn't been able to get anything in this game.
Back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
2nd down and goal. Bridgewater.
And Bridgewater, and he's going to go down.
Here as he's taken down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in. Maybe
And Bridgewater finds A.J. Norman, who's got a Panther touchdown.
Touchdown from 21 yards away. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Extra point attempt to follow here.
Extra point is good, and now it's 17-7.
So that drives 7 plays in length, and Carolina scores to cap it off. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That'll be taken.
And this was not going to be returned, so this one's going to be a touchback.
Will begin at the
As Tom Brady and Russell Grant set to come back out. And Carolina's already having an issue with Russell Grant so far. And he already has himself, I think he has himself a touchdown pass in this one. But Tom Brady's playing really well. You could say that. Because he's one of the men that likes to throw the ball so fast. I'm talking about whenever he sees somebody open, he just throws it quickly.
Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing.
Brady, right side, and he finds Gronkowski. And if you're Carolina, you got to be careful. Because if you leave Gronk wide open, you know you're in trouble.
Brady-Gronk connection, certainly something to watch here with the Bucs in 2020. Of Tom Brady's 541 touchdown passes coming into 2020, Gronk's 78 were the most of any receiver.
Brady downfield, and that's intercepted. TJ Green picks it.
Get it back to right around the 27. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right.
Bridgewater, and he finds A.J. Norman.
I think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. From the gun,
Bridgewater looking, and that's going to be intercepted. A bad throw by Bridgewater. Sean Murphy Bunting picks it. He was trying to go to A.J. Norman, but it was too many people around that one.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room.
And Brady's going to take a knee, and that's going to do it for the first half. Bucks with a 17-7 first half lead. The Panthers got to get that running game back together.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10.
All right, up next, we're going to be in Pittsburgh as the Bengals and Steelers get their first look at each other as they are in Pittsburgh for this one. Then the 4 o'clock schedule begins in Arizona. The Arizona Cardinals trying to end their losing streak as they get set to host the Buffalo Bills.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's who else? Tom Brady with a strong first half. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back.
All right, back here in Carolina. It's a 10-point game right now, but the Bucks are going to kick it out to the Panthers to start the second half.
Here as well as we resume play in this second half.
And this one's going to be returned by McCaffrey.
And he won't quite
and he'll go down, bringing this one to the 24-yard line. And Teddy Bridgewater heading back out there for Carolina. Now, he's playing pretty well. He really is. He's playing pretty well. You could say that much. You could say that his team is in the game, but they just gotta get things together. Even though they are down 10, they still got time to get back in it. They just need to focus. And we're gonna see if they got that run game back together.
Ready to go.
Because Okafor didn't have a good first half. And they're going to hand it to Okafor. And he continues to have a bad game.
Yet again, as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun
Okafor.
now, inside give.
And they'll bring him down right at the line of scrimmage.
Getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play.
3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Bridgewater open. Oh! And it's incomplete.
But it's now 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by
And Russell
little
Grant,
instead of in
he's
big
not going to
chunks.
return this one. And they're going to spot this one at the 12-yard line.
12-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 12-yard.
Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any
Ronald
points,
Jones.
and turning the ball back over.
And he'll go
They
down
wanna do
at
their
the
part now,
15-yard
show them
line.
a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Here's Brady, and he's going to find Russell Grant. And they'll bring him down at the 42-yard line.
27 yards there, a 1st down.
1st down.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Throwing on 1st down is Brady.
And Brady, he's going to throw it away.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
Brady will try again on 2nd down.
And Brady again, and this time's incomplete.
He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
He's going to look
Brady downfield, and it's incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's Bradley Pinion now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd.
Norman, he's not going to return this one, and they're going to spot this one at the 6-yard line.
On the door of the 5, they'll spot it at the 6-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do.
And here's Okafor.
Work on positioning the football,
and they'll bring him down at the 10-yard line.
4 here moves this from the 6 up to the 10.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And here's Okafor. And Okafor this time. And he'll go down at the 42. Now he's got the running game going. 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away.
Bridgewater, and open it's Anderson. And he'll go down at the 34-yard line.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Bridgewater, deep ball. And Okafor just couldn't hold on.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly.
Bridgewater, right side. And he finds Tucker.
So close. He gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that.
And here's McCaffrey, and he's in for a Panther touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey, his first touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his
Extra
mind.
point is good, and it's 17-14.
Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. Fielded in the
And this
end
one's
zone.
not going to be returned, and this one's going to be a touchback.
As their drive will begin at the 25. Again, we see Tom Brady and the Bucs set to take over. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that.
Brady looking deep. And that's intercepted. Eli Apple picks it.
So my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time.
And here's Okafor.
Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their
And
wrists
they'll
and
bring him
ankles.
down
They
at
gotta
the
go back out there and
31.
play.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. Play fake.
Bridgewater. And he's going to find Larry Tucker. And they'll bring him down at the 37-yard line.
Going to be the final play of the third quarter. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. From the
And here's Okafor. And they'll bring him down at the 30-yard line.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From the 30 on 2nd down.
Bridgewater, end zone. Norman, touchdown Carolina.
He's got it. Touchdown Panthers. So from 3 scores down, these guys have fought all the way back to grab the lead. And I'll just tell people what happened when they went up 3 scores. I wrote on your paper 2 words, game over, and now I'm eating those words. I was wrong.
A little salt, a little pepper, goes down pretty easily.
I will admit when I make a mistake.
Well, it looked like it was going that way. This is one of those.
And the extra point. Oh!
I can't believe I just brought that up.
The extra point is missed.
At Maryland in college, did it to my Tennessee Volunteers, and that was a big reason why my team lost.
Sounds like he still harbors some pain from that game.
You know, we still got a little time to work it out with the doctor.
And this one's going to be returned. And they'll bring him down at the 30-yard line.
Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And last Wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play.
And Brady goes down. Deshaun Stoudemire picks up the sack.
That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
After the sack,
And Brady goes down again.
and he's going to go down again.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Brady.
And Brady fumbled. And that was going to be a safety.
Taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Now, the 2 points, that's not totally critical at this point. Still a one-score game, but they do have to give away the football with no guarantees they're going to get it back.
Yeah, or at least if they get it back, will they have any time to
And
do
McCaffrey.
anything with it? So they've got to send their
And you go
defense out
down
there
at the
together.
22-yard line.
Now, save some time for us.
So here are the Panthers set to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's taken
And you go
down,
down at the
slipping across
36.
35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts.
And Bridgewater goes down.
Goes. The pressure getting
A.J.
Bridgewater.
O'Quinn picks up the
And we
sack.
say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And Bridgewater sacked again.
And down he goes again.
A loss of 12 brings up 3rd down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
And here's Norman.
And he'll be brought
And they'll
down
bring him
once the
down
play
at the
15.
15.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice.
But you gotta pay attention to the clock. Oh, Russell Grant. Russell Grant is loose. He's got a Buccaneer touchdown.
The way into the end zone. What a return, and they've taken the lead.
I thought the Bucs were just gonna get the ball back, but Russell Grant gives them the lead.
They just found theirs.
And so much for the offense coming out, trying to mount that go-ahead drive. They get it right there on the punt return.
And a punt return play can change the momentum so many different ways.
That just changed the game around just like that. And McCoy looking for the 2 point.
Get him down.
I think we can. You want to make it a field goal difference if at all possible. They didn't get it. Now they've got to play some defense down the stretch.
Yeah, not much margin for error now for your D. They just have to get it into range.
And McCaffrey. And he's not gonna return this one, and this one's gonna be a touchback.
Look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence if you just keep doing the things you
And Bridgewater, and that one's incomplete.
You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
Here's Bridgewater.
And Bridgewater finds Norman.
That's complete. And this will be a gain of
And he'll go
5 as he
down
gets it to
at the 30-yard line.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Bridgewater to throw. Forced out to his left. Now
Bridgewater
desperation throw.
downfield, and he finds Larry Tucker.
And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
What?
Left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts.
How did the Buccaneers allow that?
50 seconds left to go in the game. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
And here's Okafor.
It's a 7-yard
And they'll
carry
bring
to
him
set
down
up
at the
with a 2nd and
17.
3.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue.
Bridgewater, left side, and that one's incomplete.
Incomplete there. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early, and then you kind of relax a little bit, to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
3rd and short yardage. Bridgewater escaping the pressure.
Bridgewater. Oh, and that's intercepted.
It's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques
Wow.
he has to employ in a passing situation. As he
So just as we thought the Panthers were going to score, they turned the ball over.
In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Wow.
Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Brady going to fake the give to Jones.
And Brady.
Set up to throw. Flushed out right.
Looking, and he's going to throw it away.
Complete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's Bradley Pinion now.
13 seconds left.
His own goal line.
And Norman, he's going to call for a fair catch.
That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not
Bridgewater, deep ball, and it's incomplete, and the Buccaneers win.
But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here.
22.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly.
This one was a good
Even though
game.
we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Bucs, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Wow. So the way that game turned around was this play right here. The Buccaneers. The only way they won this game was with that punt return for a touchdown by Russell Grant. And that sealed the game for the Buccaneers. Now that was huge. I don't know how the Panthers allowed that to happen, but that is an insane way to finish things off. You're up 5, needing to stop them, and you give up a punt return for a touchdown to give the Bucs the lead, and then you go down the field, but you throw a game-ending interception, and then you still lose the game, even though you did try to throw it downfield for the game winner, but you threw an incompletion. And the Buccaneers get the season sweep of the Panthers with a 23-22 win. So here are the stats. Tom Brady, only 171 yards thrown it, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He didn't play that bad. Neither did Teddy Bridgewater. He just threw too many interceptions. He threw 3 of them, but he did throw 2 touchdown passes, however. He threw for 287 yards. Here's the running game. Kenyon Okafor, he was off to a bad start in the first half, but then he got it going in the second half. He finished with 61 yards on the ground. Ronald Jones finished with 7 carries for 22 yards, and Christian McCaffrey ran for a yard and a touchdown run. Here's the receiving. Russell Grant, 4 catches, 133 yards. A.J. Norman, 6 catches, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns. Larry Tucker, 3 catches for 111 yards. Robbie Anderson, 2 catches, 47 yards. Rob Gronkowski, 3 catches, 19 yards, and a touchdown. And LaShawn McCoy caught it for 19 yards and a touchdown. Now, the shocking of the matter is that Mike Evans didn't get involved and Ryan Smith didn't get involved. So Tom Brady's going to have to talk to both of them about getting involved. Well, Ryan Smith had a chance to get involved if he did not run away from one of those passes from Tom Brady. But with that, this is going to do it. If you enjoyed this game, make sure to smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And you guys, the last 1 o'clock scheduled game is next. We have one more 1 o'clock game. Is game number 6 here in this 1 o'clock schedule. The Pittsburgh Steelers get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals for the first time this season. They get their first look at each other.